The Journey of Overcoming, How Dr. John and Mary Found Hope in Pain. This is the story of Dr. John and Mary, two strangers whose lives intersected at a time of despair and transformation. A renowned dentist lost in his own existential crisis, and a young woman facing a rare dental condition that left her on the brink of despair. Together, they discovered that true healing goes beyond the office or medical treatments. It's about connection, resilience, and the courage to start over. In this video, we'll explore how two seemingly hopeless people found light at the end of the tunnel. We'll delve into the depths of human pain, the challenges of mental health, and the strength that comes when we choose to face our fears. You'll learn practical lessons to apply to your own life, whether professional, personal, or emotional. So if you've ever felt lost, unmotivated, or hopeless, this video is for you. Get ready for a journey of overcoming that will touch your heart and inspire your soul. Life is full of ups and downs, but what happens when the downs seem unbearable? When the weight of responsibilities, losses, and challenges begins to suffocate even the strongest among us. This is the starting point of our story. A man and a woman both trapped in their own internal battles, searching for something that not even they themselves knew exactly what it was. Dr. João, a dentist with more than 2 decades of experience, was known for his technical skill and dedication to his patients. He built an enviable career, but behind this facade of success was a broken man. The recent death of his father, a pillar in his life, left an irreparable gap. In addition, the constant stress of work and the pressure to keep his clinic ahead of expectations began to erode his mental and physical health. He was losing his passion for the profession and questioning his purpose in life. Before telling Maria's story, subscribe to the World of Letters channel and leave a like. Shall we continue? Meanwhile, in another corner of the city, Maria, a 25-year-old woman, was facing a different battle. Diagnosed with a rare and complex dental condition, she lived with constant pain that no treatment seemed to alleviate. After visiting countless specialists, she began to lose hope. Each closed door was a blow to her confidence, each inconclusive diagnosis a reminder of her vulnerability. She was on the verge of emotional collapse, wondering if she would ever find relief. It was in this desperate situation that fate intervened. A mutual friend recommended Maria to Dr. João's clinic, hoping that he could offer a solution to her condition. At first, Maria was skeptical. She had been to so many specialists that she didn't know if Dr. João would be any different. But when she met the dentist and shared her story, something changed. She felt a genuine connection, an empathy that went beyond the office. For Dr. João, this encounter was equally transformative. By listening to Maria's story and understanding her condition, he saw an opportunity to rediscover his purpose. For the first time in months, he felt a spark of motivation ignite within him. He realized that despite his own struggles, he still had the power to make a difference in someone else's life. That initial connection was the starting point for a journey of transformation. Both were facing significant challenges, but together they found the strength to overcome them. In this part of the video, we'll explore the first steps of that journey. From Dr. John and Mary's meeting to the moments of decision that changed their lives forever. Now that we understand the context of Dr. John and Mary's struggles, it's time to dive deeper into the emotions and challenges they faced. For Dr. John, the biggest obstacle was not only the emotional pain caused by the loss of his father, but also the fear of failure. He began to question whether he was still capable of making a difference in the lives of his patients. Did he still have what it took to be a successful dentist? Maria, on the other hand, was struggling with a different kind of fear. The fear that she would never find relief from her pain. Each new specialist she visited seemed to offer more questions than solutions. She was exhausted, both physically and emotionally. But when she met Dr. João, something changed. He didn't just listen to her story, he genuinely cared. He saw her condition as a challenge to overcome, not an impossible hurdle. In this part, we'll explore how these two characters began working together to overcome their challenges. We'll see how small actions can have big impacts and how empathy and determination can transform lives. We'll also discuss how we can apply these lessons to our own lives, whether professionally or personally. Dr. João and Maria's lives would never be the same again. What began as a dental appointment turned into an unbreakable bond of understanding and love. However, like every journey of transformation, theirs was also filled with challenges, trials, and moments that tested their strength and resilience. The transformation was not easy, but it was necessary for both of them to grow and become the people they were destined to be. As time went on, João began to realize that his relationship with Mary was not just about love, but also about personal growth. He began to question his own values and beliefs, and to realize that there was much more to life than just professional success. Mary, in turn, began to feel more secure and confident, thanks to John's support and love. She began to realize that she was capable of overcoming any obstacle, as long as she had someone by her side to support her. The transformation also affected the way João and Mary related to others. They began to realize that they were not alone in their struggles, and that there were many other people who were going through similar experiences. This made them feel more connected and more empathetic towards others. They began to realize that life was not just about individualism, but also about community and mutual support. Dr. João, even though he was in love with Maria, still felt the weight of social and professional expectations. His circle of friends, mostly made up of renowned businessmen and professionals, always stressed the importance of maintaining an impeccable image. The pressure to conform to certain standards tormented him. Maria, on the other hand, was dealing with her own ghosts. Insecurity about her professional future, and the emotional traumas she had carried since childhood. The love that João and Maria felt for each other was strong enough to overcome any obstacle. They began to realize that love was not just a matter of feelings, but also of choices. They chose to love each other, despite their differences and difficulties. They chose to support, comfort, and strengthen each other. Love also made them realize that life was precious and that every moment should be enjoyed to the fullest. They began to realize that life was not just a matter of survival, but also of experience. They began to realize that every moment was an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to connect with others. Despite this, they both decided to give in to the feelings that blossomed between them. They went out together often, shared dreams and fears, and found comfort in each other. The time they spent together became a refuge, a space where they could both be vulnerable without fear of judgment. The challenges that Hansel and Gretel faced were many. They had to deal with social pressure, financial insecurity, and emotional trauma. However, they never gave up. They always found a way to overcome obstacles and move forward. Overcoming challenges also made them realize that life was a journey, not a destination. They began to realize that every moment was an opportunity to grow, to learn and to connect with others. They began to realize that life was precious and that each moment should be enjoyed to the fullest. The first major challenge came when one of John's important clients, upon seeing him with Mary, made a sarcastic comment. "She doesn't seem like one of our people, John. Are you sure that's what you want?" John was torn. His instinct was to defend Mary, but the fear of social rejection prevented him from responding immediately. Mary noticed his hesitation and felt hurt, questioning whether she really belonged in John's life. This was a turning point for John and Mary. They had to decide whether they were willing to face the challenges that lay ahead. John had to choose between social approval and the love he felt for Mary. Mary had to choose between insecurity and self-confidence. The choice they made was clear. John stood up for Mary and made sure to make it clear that she was the most important person in his life. Mary, in turn, chose to believe in herself and in her relationship with John. This choice was the beginning of a journey of overcoming and growth for both of them. They learned to face challenges together, to support and strengthen each other. They learned that love was stronger than any obstacle, and that together they could overcome anything. This tension culminated in an argument. "If you're ashamed of me, maybe it's better if we end this now," said Mary with tears in her eyes. John, overcome by the panic of losing her, finally understood that true happiness was not in the approval of others, but in the genuine connection they had. "I don't care what others think. What we have is real, and I don't want to lose it because I'm afraid of being judged by others," he declared, holding her hands tightly. This moment was a revelation for João and Maria. They realized that the love they felt for each other was more important than anything else. They realized that true happiness was not found in the approval of others, but in the genuine connection they had. With this obstacle overcome, João began to notice profound changes in himself. For the first time, he was not only helping his patients with dentistry, but also with words of encouragement and empathy. Inspired by Maria, he began to offer affordable care to underprivileged patients, expanding his healing mission beyond the office. Maria, in turn, found the strength to return to her studies. She had always dreamed of being a psychologist, but financial and emotional challenges had made her give up in the past. Now, with João by her side, she felt capable of facing any obstacle. With his encouragement, she enrolled in university and began to dedicate herself intensely. Even while studying, something was missing: a child, and she soon became pregnant. On the day of the birth, João's heart overflowed with emotion. Having recently lost his father, he felt a deep emptiness. But at that moment, as he held his daughter in his arms for the first time, he realized that God had given him an extraordinary gift. His chest filled with indescribable happiness and tears streamed down his face. "She is a miracle," he whispered, feeling the warmth of the little life that now depended on him. Maria, exhausted but radiating love, smiled when she saw him so moved. "Our home is filled with light again," she said, holding his hand. At that moment, João understood that, despite the pain of loss, life always finds a way to bring a new beginning. The arrival of their daughter brought new meaning to their lives. For Maria, motherhood became an inexhaustible source of inspiration, further strengthening her calling as a psychologist. Now she not only understood, but also felt firsthand the challenges and emotions of the maternal journey, which allowed her to help other mothers with even more empathy and sensitivity. João, in turn, discovered a strength in fatherhood that he never imagined he had. Despite the pain of losing his father, he found in his little girl a reason to move forward with determination. He became a dedicated and present father, learning to balance the challenges of his career with precious moments with his family. Together, they built a home full of love, overcoming, and gratitude for the gift that God gave them. Years later, the couple decided to expand their family. They adopted a 5-year-old boy who quickly won their hearts. The family was complete, and Hansel and Gretel realized that their journey of love and overcoming would never end. Together, they continued to transform lives, not only their own, but also those of those who crossed their path. And so, between challenges and achievements, their story continued to be written, showing that when there is love and determination, there is always a new beginning. Hansel and Gretel's story is living proof that love and faith can transform pain into a new beginning. They faced losses, challenges, and uncertainties, but they chose to move forward with courage, strengthened by the most precious gift that life gave them, their daughter. With each obstacle overcome, they discovered that true happiness does not lie in external circumstances, but in the strength of the bond we build with those we love. Their legacy echoes through time, inspiring generations to believe that even in the most difficult times, there is always room for hope, renewal, and the construction of a greater purpose. Hansel and Gretel's journey is not over. They continue to face challenges and overcome obstacles. But now they know that they are in this together, and that together they can overcome anything. Their story is a reminder that life is a journey, and that each moment is an opportunity to grow, learn, and connect with others. Hansel and Gretel's story reveals that love is the most powerful force there is. It sustained them through times of pain, pushed them forward, and gave new meaning to their lives. Love has the power to heal wounds, strengthen bonds, and transform challenges into opportunities for growth. It is in love that we find the courage to start over, the strength to overcome, and the purpose to live. It makes us more human, more empathetic, and more connected to those who truly matter. In the end, true fulfillment lies not in what we achieve, but in the relationships we build and the love we share along the way. Hansel and Gretel's story is a source of hope for all those who are facing challenges and obstacles. They prove that even in the face of adversity, it is possible to find happiness and purpose. Their legacy continues to inspire generations, showing that true happiness does not lie in the approval of others, but in the genuine connection we have with others. João and Maria's future is bright, just as yours can be. They teach us that regardless of the challenges, there is always a new chance to grow, learn, and connect with those we love. And if you also believe in the power of overcoming and love, don't miss any inspiring content. I want to know if you have ever gone through something like this. Comment in the comments. Subscribe to the World of Letters channel right now and activate the bell so you don't miss any transformative stories. Together, we can build a future full of purpose and happiness.